Don't you be scared.
Mm.
Don't you be scared of her. All right, we back.
Brother
The
came in a
Woods
little reggae
finest.
twist on it.
That's
Or
it. That's
he.
it.
Okay.
All right, we back with the Woods finest. We're gonna start with our intro question. We're gonna have a little fun. Kev, what is your favorite non-alcoholic drink? I know you got to reach deep into the bag of tricks, but what you
All
got?
right.
Mm.
This is going to throw you off, but hear me
Okay,
out.
you throw me
Hot
off all the time.
sauce. I know most people don't think of it as a drink, but it can be. You can chug it, you can mix it, doesn't matter. Soda, milk, Gatorade, lemonade. Like right
Did
now, I got some
Did you
hot
say
sauce in
milk?
here. Yeah, spice it up.
This brother sick.
This, this brother came.
Yeah,
I
this
got
brother.
some I got some hot sauce in here as we speak. Tastes delicious.
That's left field right there,
Oh.
Grizzly.
No,
Where did that
no,
brother
that
come
ain't.
from?
Hey, that is not left field. That's a foul ball. That's extra foul. I don't know what.
Yeah, that
I
brother
don't know
said
what
he
he
be
talking
drinking
about.
hot sauce on the norm. Hey,
With,
what y'all
with,
got
Sometimes I
anything to
just
drink in
chug
there?
it.
Let me just get some hot sauce. Just hot sauce in there. I need no cup of water. Let me get hot sauce.
Kev, doesn't matter what brand of hot sauce.
I got so many different brands. I mean, you've seen I got a whole hot sauce cabinet at
Yeah, I
my
saw that.
house.
I did see
Yeah.
that.
And
I
then
Mm.
you
did see
know
that.
about that situation where I had to sign that
I
waiver
remember.
life
I remember
disclaimer
that.
when I chugged some of that suicide sauce at the mall that day.
You didn't chug it. It was a drop,
Well, still,
but
that
it's still worth. You were still crying about that 3 hours, 4 hours later.
yeah, that joint was pretty extreme.
That brother could not
Mm.
think straight after he took that drop of, and I know he said that's all you need to do. Like, no, don't, that's all you need, brother. But Coach, what you got? What's your favorite non? I know you don't drink at all, but what's your favorite non-alcoholic drink?
Oh, that's gonna be a Wawa Snoopy. I mean,
Mmm.
this is
Oh.
strawberry mango,
Oh.
mango,
Oh.
pineapple.
Okay.
I mean, there's just so many varieties. But yeah, that's my guilty pleasure.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I can't front. I can't front.
Yeah.
Coach, you like to keep it exotic, and you know I like that warm weather vibe. I like all that. Me, I my guilty drink is a vanilla cherry Coke. You give me a vanilla cherry Coke, I'm a happy man. That ain't nothing but diabetes in a cup. But it tastes so good. It tastes so good. All right. We're gonna jump into our topic. What are you afraid of? All right. I want you to discuss a frightening or scary moment from your past. And then tell us what you learned from it. Volunteers. Okay.
Well, I
All
mean,
right.
I'll share it. Look, I got one. I
Okay.
don't know.
I'm
I don't know exactly what I learned from it, but I'm about to put y'all on some game. Put y'all on some
okay.
game.
Oh, okay.
All right. So this is probably I don't share this with too many people. But I'm sharing this with y'all.
TWF
So
exclusive.
no, I mean this is so. There are only a couple of things in life that I'm really scared of. All right, I'm gonna tell y'all. One of them, and this is y'all might laugh at me. One of them is the Elephant Man from the movie The Elephant Man. Okay, so I was probably maybe 5 or 6 when this movie came out, and
Mm-hmm.
my mom was like, "Oh, let's watch the movie or whatever." So I remember we watched the movie, and it was in black and white. Well, at that time, I was young. Me and my brother, we lived in the house, but we shared a room, and we slept in the bed. We had a big bed. We slept in bed together, and we had a white curtain in our room, and the curtain was reflecting off the window from the light outside, and it looked like the Elephant Man was in his gown sitting outside my window, looking at me every night. So I mean, like for like a month, I couldn't sleep. So that's something that still this day I don't really want to see the Elephant Man. I mean, look, I'm just You want to know? I'm just being honest. So there's another thing, and it's Rocky Dennis from Mass.
Rocky, I knew it. I knew it. I knew
So
you was
look,
going there.
so look, so look. Let me tell you what happened though, because this even involves you. How crazy this is that this comes up now at this time. So I'm at the crib. I'm about to go over to Kev's house. I don't know what we were doing. And we were building some Lego. We were doing. So I don't know what we were about to do, Kev. You know, we were still young. We were riding bikes and stuff. So I come downstairs, and my mom is watching that movie Mask. It's going off like like he had passed away, but at the end she's reminiscing about him, and then like there's that shot where they show him from behind the light with the hair, and whatever. So I see this, I'm like, oh my god! So I get on my bike, I go to Kev's house. We do something like saying kick it over there for a couple hours. The sun's about to go down. It's time for me to go home. So I get on my bike and I'm riding my bike away from Kevin's house, and my shoelace is untied, and my shoelace wraps around my pedal, so
Hmm.
I can't pedal because it's like it's pulling my foot. So I had to stop. I get down, dog, and I start unwrapping my shoelace, and I look back, and I swear to God, Rocky Dennis is walking down the street behind me, dog. I swear to God, Rocky Dennis is walking down the street behind me, dog. I unraveled my shoelace so fast and tucked it in my shoe and got on my bike and did not look back. Did not look back till I was on Cooksford Drive, dog. Was gone. So, I mean, I'm older now. I've dealt with it, you know what I'm saying? Like that there's one web page I go to look at stuff, and all the time people be posting pictures of Rocky Dennis in the comments because they be you know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm giving y'all the full transparency because y'all my boys. I'm sharing with the people out there. That is, but it just goes to show you that something that happens to you in your childhood can stay with you forever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I can remember if the Elephant Man was on HBO and I had like a cable box, I would just tell my cable box not to put HBO on for the whole month. I just cut it off because I didn't want to accidentally run into the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because look, it happened a couple times. I'll be watching a movie on HBO. I fall asleep. I wake up, damn, Elephant Man is on. I'm traumatized. And look, y'all laughing, but look, I guarantee you, there is something in your life that has you traumatized the same way I'm traumatized right now. Hey, it's the truth,
I
man.
I have okay. All right. So
Hey,
that's one.
hey, it's
All
the
right.
truth, dog.
I know. Okay. So hold up.
Hey,
I,
Griff,
hold on, Kev. I'm trying to keep myself together real quick. 'Cause
remind me
okay.
next time I see Cody to dress up as the Elephant Man.
You might not want to do that, dog. You might not want to come out like
hey,
Mr. Merrick.
hey,
That's all I'm gonna
hey,
tell you,
hey,
dog. You
hey,
might not want to do
hey, hey, tell him he be wearing them lumps for real. Hey, but we were at
it.
we
Yeah, no,
I remember when we were kids, right? I'm talking about family vacation. We went to Busch Gardens, right?
uh-huh.
Um, and it's me and my brothers, and we stand there, and one of my brothers is like, he sees this kid. This I'm not mentioning any names, but this brother's always good for seeing things that the rest of us or drawing attention to stuff that we don't wouldn't normally see. He got an eagle eye
Hmm.
for these kind of like oddities and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So there was this kid, right?
Hmm.
And he had like the Elephant Man type face, the Rocky Dennis face, right?
Hmm.
So he's staring at him. And he's like, "Hey, yo, look at this! Like, look at this kid over here, right?" So he's like, he thinks the kid has like a mask on or something, right? So now, mind you, I couldn't have been more than like 8.
Hmm.
He's about 12, younger brother about 6. So he's like,
Oh,
look over there.
hey, tell
I
me you
know.
talking about without
I
telling me.
snitched. Yeah, right. I snitched. So he says, "Look at the kid over there, right?" So
Hmm.
he thinks the kid is got a mask on.
Yeah.
hot summer day, whatever, whatever. So the kid starts drinking water from the fountain. So he's like, "Oh!" I was like, "What happened?" He said, "That can't be no man. He's drinking through the like that's his face." And I was like, "Oh wow, I wouldn't have thought such a thing." But it bothered him so much because of that kid's face like that, and
Hmm.
that it kind of and I laugh. I'm laughing because it's real what you were saying. Like that Elephant Man that was a rough show back in the day. Before
You know, I'm just saying,
like
just imagine to be a child, right? Because this is
yeah,
before I even moved to Salem Woods, and to have what you think is because I mean, there's scenes in that movie. Like I remember when like some people came to the window and like they were teasing him in his room, and he's walking around in this fucking night and in his hospital gown, this white
yeah, yeah,
hospital gown.
yeah.
All the movie, he's in this white hospital gown, and my freaking curtains are reflecting off the window, looking like a white hospital gown. Just like it, just
Mm-mm-mm.
imagine this dude just standing there, just
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, that would be
what's going
some
on,
some
Kev? What's going on,
terrifying
Kev? I
stuff.
mean, what you doing, Kev? Trying to go to sleep,
Yeah,
Kev?
that would be some
No, I'm just
terrifying
gonna
stuff.
stand here and look at you all night. No, player, that's not good for for a little young kid like myself, man.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Kev, you're up to bat. What you got?
This one is more of a serious, scary moment. Um, just having diabetes since I was 12, there's been quite a few times in my life where I literally almost died, and like paramedics had to be called for me due to having diabetic attacks while I'm sleeping. All right, so if I'm sleeping, can't really respond like I normally can to grab some candy or some juice or whatever. Normally, there's like having extremely low blood sugar attacks. Um, Unfortunately, some, you know, since I've been married and had kids, a few times this happened, while Tammy and the kids were at the house. Um, and ultimately, what I learned from it, like I've had diabetes now, I'll be 50 later on this year, so like 38 years now. All right, so, you know, I monitored it and stuff like that in the past, but ultimately, what I learned is I got to do more than what I was doing for the past 30 plus years to monitor things. So eventually, I got like these continuous glucose monitors, which kind of tracks things and it'll give you like beeping alerts and stuff like that if your blood sugar is getting like too high or too low. And
Mm-hmm.
then I had tried technology for like insulin pumps back in the day, like even when I was in high school and earlier than that. But technology was so bad back then, it just wasn't really good and wasn't a good fit for me. So ultimately, I just tried again, doing one of our friends who's not on this episode, Ramon. He had tried out a pump and I was talking to him about stuff, and he convinced me to try it again. All right, so and it was definitely like I convinced him to try the glucose monitors, which helped his health. He tried the pump, talked to me, and I mean that's been a big life changer for me to help my health. I wish I would have done it, at least 20 years
Yeah.
ago. Would have been in
Okay.
much better health situations now. But I mean, not so much. I mean, it's a
So
scary moment, right?
yeah.
But
So in those moments where did you feel like this could be the like what did you think the final outcome was? Is that what your ultimate fear was of, or?
well, you definitely think you could die because you literally can. Now, a lot of times when it wasn't like having to have paramedics happen, because I mean, again, I've had this for like 38 years, so it's happened countless times, probably at least 50 times in my lifetime, right? Most of the time, I'll wake myself up. Somebody's just looking out for me, right? And I might be in a sweat and I might not even be able to really move my body and my hands enough and might be like super shaken. I might fall off the bed or something like that. It might be something super drastic, but
Hmm.
ultimately I'm able to recover myself. But there have been times where it's more drastic than that. So you definitely think you could die, and you gotta,
But is
motivate
that what you
yourself.
think
Or
though? Is
yeah,
that what?
you definitely
And
think.
uh, okay.
Now,
So
sometimes,
when
go ahead.
when that's happening, when those serious instances happen, what is going through your head? What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking, get your stuff together. You got to do this, or it's game over.
Okay, so you're trying to pull yourself together,
Yeah.
straight like get that resolved together so that you can.
But if it's happening while you're asleep, you you might not even wake up
Yeah.
enough. Sometimes at the very end, like I said, I gotta have like somebody looking out for me to even be able to wake up to try to get my stuff together. But there have been times where other people were around and called for help
Hmm.
before I was even awake.
Okay. All right. Well, Um, so I'm gonna tell this story, and I think I told the story before, and it always gets me broken up, and has something. Kev, you're in this story as well, which is I think that's a beautiful thing. One of the scariest things for me, I think I told this story before, but my oldest child was born only a month early. Um, but to you, that's the biggest, scariest thing in the world when they're in the infant ICU, and had to go there every day for a week, and I'd run out of leave time. I had started a new job, but I remember going in, and there were all these kids who were dying. They weren't gonna make it. Um, my child was strong. They were good, but when it's your child, you're not seeing things as clearly as you maybe could or should see the world. Um, but I remember uh, being in the ICU, looking at my child, and she was in a container. They were giving her sunlight because she had jaundice. They were like she was on. I believe she had gotten off the oxygen and all that kind of stuff. But she was still there, and we couldn't openly touch her and things like that. Anyway, I remember standing there with my wife. Doctor comes over. There's another couple, Caucasian couple. I remember the guy had red hair, and their back is to us, but the doctor comes over to them, and they had twins, and he says to them, he says, unfortunately, one of your children's not going to make it. And I clearly heard what the doctor said, and I
Hmm.
said to myself, dang, that's messed up. 10 seconds later, I was focused back on my own child, and I remember that the guy came over to me, put his arm around me, and he said, your kid's going to be all right. And I said, wow, that is what being a good person is all about. When you can hug somebody else in the midst of your worst moment, something like that. Losing a
Yeah.
child is unfathomable. Um, but I learned a lot in that situation. I learned that good people are everywhere. They come in all sizes, shapes, colors. I think we have to, not write people off as soon as we see them, and sometimes you just got to give them a chance to do the right thing. But I also remember thinking about that for a long time, and the part where you come in, Kev, is I was still broken up. I mean, I remember I was out in the parking lot, and you called me, and you said she's gonna be all right, and that was cool to me. That was one of those moments where you just like, I needed that. So cool moment. Excuse me.
Yeah, I think
So
I reached out to you when my daughter was born premature, and I talked to you about it, and you had reminded me about your daughter, which gave me some comfort. I think I was working at Walgreens back at the time, and this was before COVID, but it was like when either the bird flu or swine flu or something was going on.
Something
And
serious.
I was like, yeah, and they would have like the hospital on lockdown. And I was like, listen, I work at a pharmacy. People are coming in here sick all the time. There is no possible scenario that's going to make me come into work. I'm going on FMLA or whatever, but you guys got to give me time off. Otherwise, it's going to be a major issue and you're going to be without an employee because I got to check in on her, every day for this thing until we're out of this situation. But I remember you helped me to give me some peace of mind and support for that also, Griff. So. Appreciate you and love you for
I
that as well,
appreciate you.
brother.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Is there something you've always wanted to do, but something has been holding you back? What is it, and how do you overcome it? Something you've always wanted to do, but you feel like something's holding you back. I'm gonna start with my guy Cook. What you got, bro?
Well, something holding me back. I would say this is something that probably holds a lot of people back. Is I would say fear of rejection holds me back from a lot of things. Right? The ability to have someone tell you no and you just like, okay, that's an ability.
It
Whether
is.
people believe it or not, that is a skill. It is not something that everyone does. There are a lot of things in life that that even I do that sometimes people say, and I'm like, you can. That's like to me, it's common sense to do certain things or handle certain things certain way. But to some people, it's just not like that. And the ability to handle a no is not something I can always deal with. So I just don't do certain things where I might hear a no. That's the easiest way not to have to deal with it, right? So that holds me back because there are certain things in life that I'm sure that if I just probably, if I just maybe threw that shot up, it would go in. I know it would go in, but it could be 95 yes, 5% no. That 5% no would tell me I'm not interested. I'm good, and
But
that's
is
just
is there
me.
is there something?
Um,
Is there a big thing that you want to do,
I
but you
mean,
feel
but
like,
what I'm saying in general, that holds me back from little things to big things.
okay,
And you know what I'm saying? And in
yeah,
all aspects of it, If we're talking about somebody can say, "Hey, look, man, I can get you this job. You move out here. You out here for 6 months. You'll make X amount of dollars. Blah 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 blah." But you know, it's only if we keep this contract. Now it's like a 90% chance we're gonna keep this contract, but nah, I'm not interested.
right,
It,
right.
so that's just that will hold me back because I don't want to have to deal with that with rejection. So that has held me back from lots of things in life. Um, maybe bring this up and saying it here, maybe getting it off my chest, maybe that will help me overcome it. Sometimes that's what you have to do to deal with the fear or something that's holding you back is you need to voice it. A lot of times when something affects you or holds you back or scares you, you don't want to discuss it with nobody. Just like me telling y'all
Yeah,
about, you know what I'm saying? When I told you about like, now I want you to think about this. Think about how long ago that movie came out. Those movies came
yeah.
out.
Oh yeah,
Think
oh yeah.
about how long we've known each other.
Mm-hmm.
And think about have either one of y'all ever known what I just said to y'all when we started this show.
No,
Never
right,
knew about it. And
exactly.
I mean, you know me my entire life.
Yeah,
If anybody should know, y'all should know. So that just tells you what, it just goes back to what I'm saying about rejection and how things will hold you back. All right. So
I
yeah, so
agree.
that's what I got for that one, man. And I mean that's from small to big,
I got you.
and I
I
mean I
got you.
think even me doing this podcast with y'all is me sort of trying to move past that and expand. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Fighting the battle,
there it
fighting the
is.
battle. I like that. And I feel you on that rejection piece. What I'll say is I remember, and this is gonna sound so crazy to y'all. I remember this guy that used to frequent. I used to come into contact with him through a job I had, and he was, in all respects, not an attractive person. Like I don't
Hmm.
think women would find him generally attractive. He wasn't really in shape. He wasn't this, that, third. The thing I found the most remarkable about this guy was he always had women. And I was like, how does he do this? He's,
Hmm.
I mean, he looks terrible. He looks like, a slob. He, don't like he got no money. What's he doing?
Hmm.
I found out his superpower. His
Hmm.
superpower was that he did not care about hearing no. and this might sound crazy. He would cast his net at every woman that he saw. Hey, look, from the ugliest to the cutest, but a lot of times all he had to do was cast a net, and guess what? He reeled in some fish every single time. And I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like, if you're willing to hear, I think that's like a callousness you get after you hear it. No, you'll be like, that's okay. I can move on. And I think if the first 100, 200 times probably hurt.
yeah.
But after 201, he was like, I can take that. That ain't nothing. And you know what? That dude had more chicks than the average man by far. And I said, his superpower, the ability to like, I don't care about say, I can hear no 100 times, but that one chick, I might catch her on the right day, and he got it. And that
And
was
there it is. Yeah, yeah, I'm telling you, the ability to be able to deal with something with taking a no, it is an ability. It's just like you said, you might go somewhere and hear no 10 times and be like, all right, I'm good. Uh, And the problem is the 11th time you was gonna say something. That's when you was gonna get your yes. But you've heard it
yes,
too much. You know what I'm saying?
yep,
So yeah, that's real, man. It's real.
yeah.
That's all I can say.
All right, Cam, what you got, man?
Um, well, this isn't really one specific thing, but something I've always wanted to do is just being able to live my life without really having to comply or adhere with other people's like time restrictions, right? So maybe we're talking about a job, right? So being dependent upon somebody where you gotta meet all their demands for everything, right? Rather than being able to kind of control your life the way you want to do it, right? Might
Mm-hmm.
not be anything specific in my life I'm looking to do, but just being able to do things and me being in control of the vast majority of it rather than being like, all right, well, I can do this for like 4 hours out of my day, but for 8 hours of those days, I gotta comply to a specific job, which is going to require me to sit at an office or whatever and do whatever the hell that company's telling me I got to do for those times that I can't really be enjoying myself doing other things at the same time, right? So not anything specific, right? But not having control over my time um, is like, or having control over my time is something like having the control over the vast majority of my time is something I've always wanted to do. Things holding me back are not having the financial support to be able to be like, I don't care whether I'm compliant with a certain employer's restrictions or not. I'm going to do it anyhow, right? Only way that I know of to overcome that is kind of some of the things that Cody was talking about, being willing to take risks, right? Not worry about potentially failing and then like having this podcast is one step towards overcoming having those restrictions because if you're willing to continue to take chances specifically for employment stuff, right? Maybe you're not having your own business, but maybe you're putting in for other jobs that you might not really be as qualified for, but just keep trying, right? Maybe eventually you find something better that's going to give you more control of your time, things of that nature, or overcoming it by being able to build wealth in other ways so that you ultimately do have more control of your time, right? Reaching out to other people, building relationships with them. Maybe they tell you something you never heard of before, and you are willing to take a risk to try some of those things, and it works for you, then things start working out for you and you're better financial place, then you got more control of your time.
Okay. Well, okay. So we're talking about something you want to do, but something's been holding you back. So I'm gonna say that this shows a big part of that for me. So I feel like something I want to do is be in control of my economic future, and that's kind of scary to me. That's something that um, concerns me. I might lose sleep over it, whatever. I feel like I'm capable of so much. I feel like our team is capable of so much, but I'm afraid because I don't want to fail. I don't want to let my family down financially. I don't want to disgrace them in any way, shape, or form. But the way to overcome it is I was talking, some kid, probably wasn't older than 18 or 19 years old, just knocked on the door, Kev. I think I was on the phone with you when the kid knocked on the door, and I'm always looking for forms of inspiration. So this kid knocks on the door yesterday and he's selling something. And his grind was so serious that he was willing to lose for him to win. And I was like, bro, you gonna take a loss with this deal. I mean, and it inspired me because I was like, man, if I grinded this hard, I know that whatever project I do is gonna be successful. If you grind like him,
Hmm.
you can be successful. And I think that's the thing that was holding me back or is holding me back is that yeah, I'm afraid of failing. I'm afraid of the investment and not ever cashing in that big reward that hopefully is at the end of the tunnel. But he inspired me and I was like, and not only him, there's other people and you guys and a lot of other things that inspired me to say, you know what? Sometimes it's time to put your chips in the middle of the table. And
Okay.
the best way to do it is just to do it. Is to start, commit to it, invest every day, and what I want to do is like Kev, you were saying, I want to amass enough that I don't have to count on any other employer to supply my needs. I want to be able to be independent and make sure that my family has well more than enough. So if they feel like they don't need to work or whatever, or just to open opportunities up for them in the future, that's my goal. And I plan on overcoming that by just investing more in this partnership, um, and making sure that this thing definitely takes off in the future. So that's my 2 cents.
Can
All
I
right,
add on something to that real quick?
you
To
absolutely can.
slightly off topic, right? But
You did,
originally we are
Kev.
kind of talking
You
about.
you didn't raise your hand, but I'm
Uh,
still Professor Griff, and I acknowledge you, but you
uh,
did not raise your hand, sir.
Yeah,
nah,
so
I'm playing. Go ahead.
I previously brought up a scary moment in my life with almost dying, right? One of the other things I love about this show, since you had kind of mentioned that, is, we're on tape. Like a recording of us that our kids and family can look at later on, because eventually we're all going to die, right? But it's something that we'll have around where other people can look at us and say, hey, how did, you know, our, you know, parents or whoever else is looking at this live their life? It's like a memorial kind of to us at times also. So more than just a business, but I love that about it, that it's a business and a chance for us that we're taking a chance on something, um, risking our time to look into other opportunities to grow, whether it's financially or other things. So many different things that I love about being able to communicate with you guys on a regular basis for this podcast.
Yeah, good stuff, Kev. Good stuff. Appreciate that, man. Um, okay, so we're revisiting this. What things are you most scared of in life? What things frighten you the most? Um, and this is a two-parter. And then how can we help each other to overcome those things? So like I said, for me, it would be um, it's the financial part of it. It's tarnishing, that good. name that I have. It's living up to, I think, what the potential is, that I think I need to live up to. So those not living up to those things, I think, is are things that do keep me up at night. I want to be excellent, and I think the pursuit of excellence is sometimes a journey, and you don't see it overnight. I want to be, 187 pounds again,
Mm,
but yeah, yeah, yeah. But those are real things, and it's a journey. I'm scared that I won't
mm-hmm,
get there. Um, but to combat that fear, you have to take the necessary steps to put your mind in the right place. Um, Partnering with good people is definitely one of the best things you can do. An accountability team is definitely one of the things I would
mm-hmm.
suggest to anybody trying to make any type of change in your life. Is definitely have someone to consult with. Um,
And hold you
I
accountable.
and hold you accountable and not always tell you what you want to hear. So I think those are some of the things for me that I'm looking forward to changing and making sure that this year is going to be like a brand new start for me in a lot of ways. So it's scary, but I think that the journey can be beautiful. So um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Hey, Griff,
All
real
right.
quick.
Yeah.
You mentioned you want to be 187 pounds again. I mentioned my favorite alcoholic drink, hot sauce. Mix that with milk a few times until you get used to it. You'll start
Mm,
throwing up. You lose some
mm,
weight.
mm, 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 mm,
Milk
mm,
and hot sauce.
mm, mm,
Yakima.
mm,
Okay.
mm,
All right.
mm. Coach, on that note, what you got,
Yeah.
Coach?
Uh, well, yeah.
I'm
My
scared of that
stomach been
combination.
my
Yeah,
stomach
milk and
bubbling just a little bit now, just bubbling a little bit. I would say one of the things I'm most scared of and afraid of in life is that my kids would view me as a bad father.
Mhm.
Right? I think that most of the things I do in my life are to better their life, right? So uh being financial in a financial spot to take care of them, being a responsible person, not off in the streets, doing silly stuff, uh making sure that I'm here when they need me. That is what drives me. I don't want my kids to ever feel like because um yeah, I'm just gonna say I don't want my kids to feel like I'm a bad dad. So that drives me to do so many things. That's like one of my worst fears is to somebody tell me like, your kids said you were horrible. You're the worst thing. I mean, feeding them burnt toast all the time. Something like it's something crazy. Like that's just, I that is a fear of mine. That is a big fear of mine. So the ways I do things, try to overcome it, is to make sure that every day I do things to make sure that me as a person that I don't do things that would make them feel that way or carry myself in that way. You know, it's important that you show your kids a better way because I can tell you for sure somebody's definitely gonna show them a bad way.
Oh, for
We,
sure.
we're all kids. Somebody will definitely be more than happy to show your kids a bad way to get through something and deal with things. You have to be an example. If you're not an example for them, then you've already failed them and they're already done. You might as well just push them out the nest when they started walking. Pretty much, you know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
that's what scares me, but it also drives me to do better and be better when there's because we all go through it. There's times when you walking down the street, you doing something, and something presents itself, and it presents itself, and it might not be the best way for it to have presented itself, and you could handle it in a way, and nobody might not ever find out what you did.
Hmm.
But the fact that you don't want to live in that life or have that energy around you, you don't handle it in that way. That's ways that or what I use to overcome that issue. I mean, that's just I want to be a better person for my kids, a better example for my kids, because I do not want them to ever be able to say I was a bad dad. That would be like, you want to lock me in a nightmare, put me in somewhere where I'm looking at my kids telling people I'm a horrible father. I'm gonna be messed up.
Yeah. Hey, that's real though. That's super real. And you know what? I see, Coach. I'm gonna speak to your point. I think sometimes when you're a child, well, obviously, when you're a child, your perspective is so much different from when you get older. When we were kids, I think one of the beautiful things about our community was a lot of the dads were there. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
when you're with, okay, I'm gonna speak for myself. When I was with my own dad, sometimes what he said was so personal because I dealt with him on a daily basis.
Hmm.
A lot of times I could not receive what he was trying to say. And maybe he didn't say it, the way that might have been the most receptive. But
Yeah, yeah,
the beautiful thing was I could go to your house, I could go to the Reed's house or the Size house or whoever, and a lot of the other um, dads in the community could impart to you, and it wasn't the same. Like you didn't receive it the same because it didn't have that same. It was personal, but it wasn't like with my own dad. Not that my dad he was doing the best he could,
hmm,
and sometimes as a child you're sensitive, but you had those other outputs or inputs from other dads. That was a beautiful thing. And as you grow older, you're like, man, we didn't know how fortunate we were, when we were kids to have all that, all those resources for us in our
yeah,
community.
yeah.
So,
That's the truth.
and salute to you, man. We know that you're doing a fantastic job. I've seen your kids personally, and I think that they are fantastic young people. I mean, they're they're very respectful. They're sweet. They're kind. They're
Can
doing
I
good things
please?
in the community. So,
I'm not gonna say her name, but can I give a shout out to my daughter? She got her license today, so that's
absolutely,
yeah, yeah,
absolutely,
yeah, yeah.
absolutely. Looking like your mama. I think she looks exactly. Rewind a couple years, but that's what she looks like. So, big ups to her getting the driver's license. That's what's up.
Yeah, man.
Kev, what you got, man?
Well, really, it's kind of what you guys were just saying. Thing I'm most afraid of in life is not being able to provide for my family, whether it's financially or time wise. All right, we kind of talked about time wise with having to adhere to other people's schedules, and financially, it's just that kind of goes without saying. Um, but that's my biggest fear. And how do we overcome it? I think one of the things is doing what we're doing now, communicating with each other, having conversations, whether it's about stuff that's on topic or other opportunities, potential investments for things in the future that can help us grow and provide us with other opportunities for support. Um, Keeping the show up. Who knows what will happen with that? Looking into other methods potentially to start other businesses, and then really just kind of supporting each other's family and friends' businesses. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge thing. Um, but speaking of that, I would say supporting other people's businesses. I'd like to give a shout out to one of my line brothers and somebody who's always hustling extra hard with a lot of different opportunities and being willing to risk things, which we talked about, right, for a fear of ours. My line brother, Kurt Hogan. So he's done a lot of things in the past. He's put me on to opportunities. He has a new book that just came out. It's available on Amazon right now for anyone interested in looking into it. It's called Scenes from a Life Unwritten. And this guy, he's been a newscaster, photographer, radio personality. He's always willing to look into other opportunities for entrepreneurship. And he's kind of someone who I'm trying to find inspiration or getting inspiration from to look into things, to grow businesses, to overcome some of the fears with having to be dependent on a specific employer and their time concerns and things of that. So it all kind of tied in. So I wanted to kind of give him a shout out for that. But definitely, I think if we continue on the path that we're on and support each other's businesses, we'll find opportunities to be able to provide for our family, both time wise and financially.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, okay. So I think we had a deep dive into what you're afraid of, and I think people are mistaken if they, you know, most people tell you I ain't afraid of nothing, but the truth is we all are afraid of something. Um.
You don't be trying to put no Elephant Man, Rocky Dennis memes in the comments trying to be funny. No, I was like, talking about this one's for Cody, this one's for Cody. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, Elephant Man. I mean, that back then, that joint was dumb scary. Kids today probably look at that and laugh, but I think for the time, like our age group, yeah, that was definitely a mess up. That one in The Exorcist definitely messed me up when I was
Yeah, but
a
how you
little
go
kid.
from Elephant Man to Spaceballs? Mel Brooks made the Elephant Man.
Really?
The
He
same
I
did.
didn't
guy that
know
made
that.
Spaceballs
Get
made the
out of
Elephant Man.
here! Wow,
Yeah,
I mean,
make it make sense.
yeah, they're both
Lower the helmet.
tragedies.
Wait, look, space. You know they making a sequel to Spaceballs right now.
Hey man,
Yeah, I
hey,
heard of that.
it don't surprise me that they bringing all the old stuff back. They don't have too many new ideas, so I think I'm gonna
Hey, that's
start
a fact.
writing some. I'm about to start writing me a screenplay myself. So
Oh, I got
y'all
one in the
let me
works
know.
right now. Don't even worry about. I got something coming out. Working on
Oh,
it.
okay, yeah, did it.
Working on it.
I
Working
want
on
to
it.
hear it.
Working on some
I want to
stuff.
hear it. I want to hear it. Okay.
So yeah.
Well, hey, we hope that after listening to this episode, you ain't afraid of too much because we know that
Hmm.
God didn't give us a spirit of fear. But having said that, we do have to overcome those things that are in our lives that provide obstacles or present obstacles, rather, that may
Hmm.
be a little scary or concerning or whatever. So, for my boy Kev Zeno, representing all the way from Charlotte, North Carolina. My boy
Lack,
Cody
lack, lack, lack.
representing for the resort city, and your boy Griff. I'm anywhere and everywhere. I'm always in the middle of something. It's been the Woods Finest. We thank you for watching. Your patronage is still appreciated. We love you and hope that you will tune in for the next episode of the Woods Finest podcast.
All right.
Like